There was a surprise resignation today from one of the Prime Minister's senior ministers. John Duncan is stepping down from Aboriginal Affairs. In a statement, Duncan says he's resigning because he wrote a letter on behalf of a constituent and it was inappropriate to have done that. The Prime Minister has accepted Duncan's resignation. Our chief political correspondent Tom Clark joins me now from Ottawa. Tom, what's the backstory to this?
Well, first of all, Donna, Fridays, and especially Fridays of long weekends, is the time when government releases news that it's not happy about. It's called taking out the political trash, and that's how to view John Duncan's resignation today. Duncan released a statement late this afternoon, Donna, saying that back in 2011, he wrote that letter you mentioned, a letter for a constituent to the Tax Court of Canada, and now, suddenly, 2 years later, he decided that that was so inappropriate that he had to resign. He did so yesterday. Of course, Harper accepted. Now, government sources say that Duncan's sudden self-discipline came as a result of watching Finance Minister Jim Flaherty's ethical problems when he wrote a similar letter for a constituent to a quasi-judicial body, the CRTC. Now, Flaherty didn't resign because of that, and Duncan becomes the first minister in the Harper government to be the victim of conscience. But Donna, other sources confirm what a lot of people in this town know, that the view inside government is that Duncan was simply a terrible communicator on his file. He was missing in action during the native protests in January. Many felt that he mishandled the Attawapiskat file. He was seen as a weak performer simply who was not helping the government. And
Tom, who's going to take over from him?
Well, immediately it's going to be James Moore from Vancouver, the Heritage Minister, but I imagine they're going to take the long weekend to figure it out. Probably the betting is that it's going to be Greg Rickford from Northwestern Ontario, who's the parliamentary secretary. He knows the file. He's considered to be a very able performer in the government. But this also means that Stephen Harper can avoid any sort of cabinet shuffle immediately because he's pulling up not from the backbenches but from lower down. Big shuffle expected next summer, but not before then.
All right. Tom Clark in Ottawa, thank you.
You bet.